shared vision, the firm.
Great. You go.
We're struggling enough with that.
We gotta wait for her to tell you.
Well, there we go.
And go.
We have a shared vision, the Fernwood School District provide excellence for every student so that each will reach their greatest potential. We're always happy to have parents and other community members at our meeting. Thank you for the members of the public who have joined us. As a reminder, school board meetings and work sessions are meetings of the board held in public, providing an opportunity to observe the board's discussion and actions. In an effort to conduct official board business, we ask that the audience be respectful and refrain from questions, comments, and unnecessary noise while the board conducts their meeting. There is an opportunity for citizen comment tonight, and the board looks forward to hearing from those who signed up. I will share more of mine there when that time comes. Also, please note that all board meetings are live streamed and posted on the school board area of the district website. All right, here we go. Work session. This one's for later, right? I'm sure you 6:30. Yes, this is the bigger.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you.
I got two.
Yeah, dude, did I pass it mine too? I didn't want to.
Real quick, Mark, can you hear us?
I can, yes.
Hi, Mark. All right, call to order. Discussion on board operating agreements.
So we've got, this is your guys' discussion to have. We got the one we discussed at the retreat, that we took action on. We've got, version 2 with some minutes from Mark, version 3, Lisa's thoughts, so. Hopefully we can compile all 3 of those into one that everybody buys into.
So let's start with Lisa since you're here. So what, go.
Agreed. Okay, so. As far as this is concerned, I had gone through, I would like to see us put number 1 as the student's interest first. I think that was very appropriate.
A number of board rules.
Board roles and responsibilities, number 1. Is in the past.
Are you talking about your version or the original version?
In the original, I think it's in the original also. Yes. Children's interests come first.
So I think it's Lisa's number 2. She's suggesting we make that number 1 under board roles and responsibilities.
Okay. That's not on the one we voted on already, right? I'm not seeing it. I'll believe it.
I don't think so.
No. Okay, so you want to add your number 2 as a number 1 to what we already adopted?
As long as it says.
Well, Mark?
Yes.
I know, so I'm curious between you and Lisa, actually, is it your guys' hope that we rewrite this thing completely, or are we gonna take, are you guys hoping we're gonna take what we adopted and amend it? So I know the direction I'm trying to push right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. So we're having a discussion and I can move for amendments.
What?
I can move for amendments. I can move to amend something.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. If you want it, I can do it that way instead of just having discussion.
We're just
No.
wondering if this is where we're at and we're gonna tweak it, or are we starting completely?
Yeah, I've got 3 pages in front of me. I'm hoping to figure out which one of these we want to start with.
Same.
And I have to agree about that too.
So Mark, what's your thoughts on that? Are you hoping just to amend the one we already adopted?
It's hard for me to scroll between the bunch of different screens I got, but mine is not much different than the examples we've given, but just, you know, slightly reworded and more or less in the same order.
Yeah.
If we can incorporate Lisa's, or if Lisa, if you guys want to incorporate some of mine and Lisa's, we just blend them. I do not know how we're going to handle this all in one go, but it's really going to take offline time, I think, for people to sit down and look at them and blend them together. I don't know how we're going to handle it, but we can go line by line and see how it goes.
Go ahead, Lisa.
So I don't think that we need to do that. This looks great. I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 things to respond to.
On the one that we adopted during the retreat.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
And the first part of it, board roles and responsibilities. What we saw the first time was that number 1 was students' interests come first, blah, blah, blah. It's not on here. I would like to see that be the first thing on here.
So make 6 items with a new number 1.
It will, and everything's gonna go off by at least 1.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine with that. So you, yeah, I mean, we can do that. I got no issue with that. I'm just trying to figure out where to start here.
Okay, so can I do this then? We had discussion. So I move to amend.
I don't think just,
Yeah, no,
we can just talk about it.
Just talk about it
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. In the
Do that
board
in the
meeting,
next
if
one.
we adopt.
So make a note to yourself that you're gonna make that.
Bree and I will take really good notes on what you decide. Right now, the only changes, we're sticking in Lisa's number 2 on her document to it's gonna be the new number 1.
How about we just put at the end of number 1 with our students' interests?
Oh, you're right.
First,
What are you looking?
here's in the first one.
Yeah,
Why
Okay.
don't we just stick it in there or something?
so this new one, it starts with focus on governance.
Uh-huh.
Am I looking at the wrong one?
No, focus on governance.
No, he's
Yeah.
just saying.
Are you looking at the 3 I just passed out? Those are the 3 we're going.
These are-
Yes, but I have my notes on here.
Okay, well, right now, we're sticking, the first new number 1 will be students' interests come first. The board will represent the needs and interests of the students in our district.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and then if you go down, board roles and responsibilities, number 3. And look at this, recognize okay, I got you. So what it says is recognize the role of the chair to speak for and about the board to the press and public, recognize the role of the chair to convene meetings, executive, and develop the agenda with the vice chair and superintendent.
Yeah.
Okay, does that happen now? Okay, and what I'd like to include on there is some kind of wordage about including input from school board members.
Well, it has to by nature anyway.
Yeah.
Right, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Brian, who isn't a vice chair or a chair, and if there's something on you're like, hey, I'd like to talk about this at the next board meeting, you just message WC and,
Yeah, that's,
or Kathleen.
it's not like anything's getting bypassed by any of us, and WC speaking for all of us or anything, so.
that's the
So
pre.
that's what we do. Do we want it in writing?
Well, that wouldn't be the goal. That would be under procedure, right? Because we gotta do the goals and then we gotta say how we do that.
Well, this is our operating agreement, not our goals. So,
Oh,
I mean, it could be in there. I guess what I would say is we want to keep the verbiage as small as possible. We
Right.
know in board policy that the way someone gets something on the agenda, they email WC or me. Or Kathleen.
And I personally like the way that it is, to speak for and about the board to the press and public. So if something big comes out, like one unified message from WC is much more uniform than school board member McCann chimed in with this or whatever. I like the uniformity of we're one body giving one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So just cross that out.
Yeah.
Let's see, how we operate and make decisions. I just want clarification on this, please. So number 10 says notify the school administrator before visiting a school in the role of school board member. Now, this says notify, but I have been told that I need to ask permission. So that's what the clarification I like. Do we just need to notify or do we need to ask permission?
Well, think I would need to refer to board policy. So there's board policy that addresses this. I think what I wouldn't want to see is Brian saying, hey, Ms. Johnson, I'm gonna be there in a role as a board member in 10 minutes. Well, that's just notifying. I would, hey, I'd like to come down. not just show up, we probably should schedule it to make sure they're available, so I guess that's. But I need to review the board policy. This isn't something that's ever been an issue.
Well, it has, because I was told that if I want to go to any schools, talk to the staff or anything, I need to go through the superintendent. So this says that it notifies the superintendent. Those are two completely different things.
Okay, I'll look into, maybe I can get it up on my phone. When you continue on, I'll look what the board policy says.
On that note, Lisa, regardless, I mean, I think even if we can go see, you know, whoever, I'm gonna go visit the high school, right? And I'm doing it in a board capacity, I think it'd only be the right thing to do to let the superintendent know that you're going to do that.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
notify is.
Absolutely. So what I think is happening here is that in the past, that I was told to do things a certain way. Now, when I'm going through things, the language is a little bit different. I like the language, but it's a little bit different. So I have to be clear, which one is it?
Okay.
There's gonna be a couple things like that.
I see what you're saying, but to play devil's advocate as a classroom teacher, if a school board member popped in, that's totally fine, my door is open, but that's
Oh.
gonna change up like my lesson and now there's introductions and all of that, so.
Where you're going
Verbiage
is
isn't-
not where I'm going.
No, I know, but verbiage, I agree with you, is important.
Yeah, I guess I'm not tracking what you're getting at with it though.
You're not tracking.
I'm not following.
Okay, so in the past, I wanted to come and look at all the schools, okay? In the past, I was told, and this is one situation, there is gonna be another situation, where the superintendent would have to give me permission to go over to the building. He would, confirm with it. All of that was just fine.
Mhm.
I had no problem with that, but now it says to notify the superintendent, which is just respectful. I mean, that's something common sense you're going to do. But is it that, we talk, we notify, hey, this is what I'd like to do?
Uh-huh.
Or is it a, may I please, da, 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 da? It's two different scenarios.
So one thing to do is just consider eliminating that whole item and just refer to the board policy. Here's what it says. Visits to schools. School visits by board members will be regarded as informal expressions of interest in school affairs and not as inspections or visits for supervisory or administrative purposes. So what that means to me is, hey, Brian's interested in what does it look like morning time with the middle school? He's walking around checking things out. What it doesn't mean is Brian's going to the middle school and questioning staff about
Right.
security procedures or supervision or that kind of thing. But he's going to watch, see what it looks like. Official visits by board members will be carried out only under board authorization. We've never done that. We've never had the board authorize it. And will be with the full knowledge of staff, including the superintendent, principals, or other supervisors. Know that in my mind, it's just about, I think it should go through me, so I can reach out to the principal. Hey, Brian wants to come check out lunchtime today. Okay, no problem. They just know you're coming. I don't think there's never been a time where I've ever said no. The only thing I might share is, oh, no, Ms. Johnson's out of the conference today.
Yeah.
She's not there. Is there another day that might work better? Cause she'd like to be with you.
I'd say eliminate it and put that on there, cause I also like that it has to be board authorized. Cause I don't think as WC, I should be able to just go willy-nilly visiting all the schools.
Completely agree.
I mean,
I guess I'm not seeing what you're trying to get at then. I don't see why we need to change anything.
I was not allowed to go to schools,
Uh-huh.
to observe, not observe the classrooms with the teachers, but just to, and it was OSBA that said, go to the facilities
Uh-huh.
and see what you're representing.
Yeah, checking with Gary.
So I did,
Yep.
okay, and I was really pushed back.
But,
First,
okay,
first it was, no, I can't go, and
Hold on, I've never told a school board member they can't go to a school. So if you're putting those words in my mouth, they've never.
I feel like this is getting ridiculously far down in the weeds and just a massive waste of time right now.
so I agree with you, but what's gonna happen is that I'm already under the assumption that things are supposed to be one way. And I've been going by that for 2 years.
well, but right now.
I'm good with just figuring out what you said.
Right now, I mean, I think we've clarified. I mean, we've just read the, what's it called?
Board meeting agreement.
Board policy. So if you just put the board policy there, then if you read the board policy, that's exactly what it is.
Yep,
And that's what you get to do. And I actually like what it says.
yep, I agree.
I would
So,
like to follow up because I don't like that out there.
You don't like one out there.
The fact that Lisa is telling me I've told her she can't go to school, it's just not something I would ever say. It might have been scheduled with the principal or make sure they know you're coming, but I would never tell a school board member. Anybody emails me, talks to me, wants to go to a school, I'm gonna bend over backwards to get you in that school, whatever you want.
Now, I would believe that, but that's not what happened with me.
Okay.
Okay, actually, you had said that the only way I could go over to a school was if you went with me, and I said, that's absolutely.
Lisa, those words have never come out of my mouth,
Well,
but you said me.
we disagree.
Okay, all right, well, I just wanna be clear.
And then finally, when I was still asked, oh, you know what, never mind, we can always. We wanna talk about this now or later? But we only have an hour, and this is for board stuff.
I just wanted to clear that I disagree with you.
Oh, that's fine,
Okay.
I disagree that you disagree, so that's fine.
So what I've heard is, you'd like me to insert the board policy language, cross out number 10, notify, and stick in this phrase that's like,
I mean,
yeah, it's fine to me. And know that functionally, know that all I would do, board member, here's what I don't want to happen. Board member just show up at the middle school and the principal, and again, in their capacity as a board member. If you're showing up at the middle school to watch a game, well, I don't care. But if you're, hey, I want to watch some kind of function of the school in my role as a board member, to just give me a heads up, I'll let the principal know if for some reason they weren't gonna be there or something, I might see if you could reschedule. If they couldn't, I might go over and say, okay, I'll go with you.
correct me if I'm wrong, but you would know because the only way a board member can do that is if it's voted on by the board under board direction.
Yeah, but boy, I mean, I know that's what it says. I wouldn't want that. I mean, now Lisa
Yeah.
wants to visit the school tomorrow. We gotta wait a month to get her into the school. Might be something I look at changing there.
and it seems super common sense to have a check-in with Gary if you have to go to one of the schools or whatever.
Right, that is, yes.
Gary, could you read it one more time, please?
Yeah.
Sorry.
School visits by board members would be regarded as informal expressions of interest in school affairs and not as inspections or visits for supervisory or administrative purposes. Official visits by board members will be carried out only under board authorization and with the full knowledge of staff, including the superintendent, principals, and other supervisors. Maybe we could say internally that for us, board authorization means just simply you let WC know. I can include him in, just know, to my recollection, this has never been an issue. I want you guys in schools. My only ask is, let me know and I'll help you set it up.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That sounds great.
I'm good with that too. Like, all right, I just, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna note on number 10, we're inserting board language. Or the board policy language. The policy, Bree, is BG.
Can we reword that or can
Sure.
we have to make a motion to change board policy to like?
I think what, I'm gonna draft this, I will rewrite it to a way that I think is what we do.
Common sense.
And then
Yeah.
I'll send it to you guys and we won't even need, if you guys give me any feedback before the next meeting, we can just have a second reading at the October. About the minute, so
Thank you.
I'll send out a draft.
That one's a little pretty.
Yeah, I don't want to stop anybody from going, but I mean, anyways, we'll deal with
But
that.
he actually needs to know everything, so,
He needs to know everything.
yeah, everything that's going on in the district,
Well, absolutely.
yeah,
I mean, that's Gary,
Yeah.
it's his job, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. What's your next one, Lisa?
Okay, so this is gonna be pretty much the same. Let me think. The chair so how we communicate, item number 12. The chair responds to group emails sent to the board. I'm absolutely fine with that. But again, okay, I have been told in the past that anybody can respond to, letters or anything like that.
The letters from who? What do you?
Community, staff, and any kind, like, we just got one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's my feeling that, again, that goes back up to the other one we referred to. I mean, I think I should be the one responding to it, or the chair should be. I don't think anybody should be.
And I'm fine with that. I just have to say something because that's not how it was done before, and that's not what I was told.
Well, I mean, there's group input into the response, right? I mean, you're not speaking for all of us, right?
I'm speaking for the board.
I mean, after we talk about.
Yeah, after we talk about it.
It's not like he's going out left field and making a comment that none of the rest of us agree on.
Right.
I think the context of this would be community member X sends all 5 board members, maybe CC's Gary or not. I'm upset about
Yeah.
ABC. To me, the response should only be from the board chair, and it's simply acknowledge we received your email. I'll be directing it to the appropriate person.
Yeah.
It's not any contextual response
Yeah.
of here's A, B, C, D. If that was going to occur, then you all should have a discussion in a board meeting.
And my response, if that was gonna be the case, my response to the person would be, thank you for your email. I'm gonna discuss this with the board and I will get back to you with a response. I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, that just happened. That's basically what we did.
So again, I just need to have.
So clarification, that is the way it is. Love it. Move on to the next one. Is that all your notes on the one we adopted?
Sorry, yes, that's what I.
That's it? Okay, that's it. Okay. Mark?
A lot of marks seem like edits and
Yeah.
maybe we can just go through those.
That's what I'm hoping. Do with him, is just keep working off this document. Are you there, Mark? You wanna kind of go through the one we adopted and your edits, like Lisa just did, and maybe we'll just go through and edit this thing?
Sure. It's very, very similar because obviously we're both basing off the same thing. There's not a ton of difference. I need to have the old one open. Stand by.
Okay.
I don't do good with technology.
So on you want me to read them to you?
I have it open somewhere, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are just literally just typos.
Or just like reword it because it just flows better. There it is. It's kind of hard. I have to flick between 2 different screens, so I don't have access to a printer while I'm here. Yeah, there's not a ton of difference. What specifics do you guys have looked at this, correct? So what do you have questions about?
Let's just run through all the ones that are red, and if we
Mhm.
wanna add them, we add them. If we don't, we move on. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
So the very first one, after and you got D superintendent, I mean, it looks like a typo.
Yeah.
I would never,
Words.
never imply to know I would know that, so if that is a typo, let's do it, fine.
Would you please identify which one we're talking about?
Number one, so, the one in the red, and then the one that you had your notes on.
Aye.
We're comparing the two.
Okay, this.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Yes, that is Mark's. And then, yes, that's one we adopted. So if you put them side by side, you can see.
Yeah. Curriculum, district performance, and superintendent. Yeah, that's all it is. And the
Under number two, strike uphold the legal
yeah.
plans and.
It just
legal
reads funny. Uphold legal compliance and confidential requirements on all matters arising from board meetings, executive sessions. Instead, it is legally uphold compliance and confidential requirements on matters arising from board meetings and executive sessions. Super minor.
Okay,
Just flows better.
yeah, that's
Okay.
fine to me. Recognize and utilize the role. Recognize the role of the chair, so it's wording. Groups on behalf of the board. Just
Yeah, shorter is better. When it's prattling on and on with other words, it's kind of redundant, like for and about the board. It's just, yeah, again, it's just rewording. It just flows better. Because that was from the example that OSBA put out, and it just doesn't flow right. Keep it short, edit it down.
how do you guys, what's your thoughts?
I gotta. I'm gonna try to say this in the nicest way possible. I'm fine with any of these edits to change any of the language, and anything that we're doing that is causing more undue time and stress on Bree and Gary and anyone else making these changes, I think is ridiculous. I think this is all a massive, massive time waste. I understand that we need to shorten some of this stuff up, but I just think it just, like, I took off early to come over here to go over a couple of words written in this deal to change some stuff around, and it makes no sense to me. I'm fine with operator agreement how it was before. I
And
just
that's
want
why,
to be out there
that's
to-
why we
to
send it out,
everyone.
right?
I mean no disrespect by any of this. I just think this is getting a little in the weeds and not what I had in mind when I came on the school board. This is like some small editorial changes that I just don't think they matter. So I just had to get that out there.
So that's why we have it there. That's why we send it out to everybody. We've had time to mull over it. And you look at it and you go, okay, cool. The other one is just some random school boards example that OSBA decides to post. And if you don't like mine, you can keep it as it is. But if you want it like short and sweet and it flows right, then go for it. It's just, this is the way of making it easy. You just look at it and read it and go side by side. That's short and sweet. I don't think it takes much time, but if you don't like it because it's
And I'm fine
extra work,
with that.
then don't need to.
No, and I'm totally fine with that. Anything we can do to streamline it, I'm all for. As long as
The only one
That's
that
what
I
this is.
contextually new is number 9, so maybe what I'd suggest is, there's no reason we need it, this is a document around our procedures. This is an imperative, this is done tonight, why don't you let me, add, Lisa's, add Mark's edits that really are just, like he said, grammatical or contextual or shortening it up. And maybe let's only just talk about number 9, which I think is a good one to add. And if people are okay, I can insert that in the appropriate location. Just a reminder on chain of command. Perfect.
So
Okay, so what I'll do between now and the end of the week, I'll get this in a clean document and I'll share it with you. If anybody has any, if you could respond and say, looks good, that'd be great. If there's some typo or something, let me know. If there's something factual you want to change, we'll have to discuss it next time. Otherwise, on the October board meeting regular agenda, we'll adopt this. I'll make Lisa's suggestions, Mark's suggestions, and we'll insert number 9. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Oh.
Read it. Send it to me. I knew there was something in there that I had.
Oh, yeah, let me. The next one is your goals. We have the 3 we adopted. And then Mark, which is page 2, sent out for consideration. Again, some of them are just editorial, shorten them up. But the substantive change was eliminating goal number 2 and adding a goal number 3, or a new goal, replacing it essentially, which is goal number 3 on Mark's document on the back around safety. So I think you should probably, or what I'd suggest, Mr. Grover, is let's settle on our 3 goals first. So either we're going to stick with the 3 we have, or eliminate 1 and add 1 on school safety.
What do you guys want to do? Forward.
So board development.
So he's eliminating 2.
We're eliminating 2.
Well, we're not doing anything.
Talking about.
Talking about.
So it was that we would use data to identify, and it's being changed to
It's on the back, Lisa. This new goal 3 Mark's proposing.
oh, thank you.
My immediate thought is that I like it because obviously security is important to me. but it almost feels too small and minute to be an overarching goal. Like looking at our, like, day-to-day work, I don't know how much we can do to specifically address goal number 3, thinking out loud. There could be some procedures changed to increase safety and security, absolutely, but I don't know if that's an overarching board goal, thinking out loud.
I know. So before you even knew, you know, what the purpose of the goals were before you'd done the training or gone to the conference, I even have different ideas now about how I would do it. Now we've attended that conference and seen what the kind of primary aim is or what our role is in the oversight, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, I could see the board, tell me if I'm wrong, but like when you asked if we wanted to add to your goals, I mean, if we wanted to see safety, we could add that to Gary's goals, not ours.
Yeah, I think the goal is good. The action plan, if we adopt goal 3, that's Mark's suggestion, I think it's a reasonable board goal. The action plan is where I want some adjustment. For
Right.
example, I would think the primary one would be receive regular reports from the superintendent, periodically in executive session on school safety. Charge the superintendent with keeping us informed on policies, procedures, changes.
Encourage superintendent to update or improvise current
Yeah,
security protocols.
But when it says, you know, like number 2, the board is not going to ensure staff and students are well versed. Now, you might just insert in the front of that sentence, charge the superintendent with ensuring the staff and students, but you're not gonna be out, you know, quizzing.
Right.
But that's
On the streets.
Yeah.
That's what I was, when I read it, I mean, this isn't, we would charge you to do this, not,
The other thing you could do is keep goal 2 and just add a goal forward.
well, that's what I'm thinking, I mean, the front.
I would rather keep goal 2 and then look at your goals on how we can add this to yours.
Or make this a board goal and then just,
So what I hear, yeah, you could do that. What I hear Kathleen saying is just eliminate this altogether. I only have 2 board goals this year. You want me to add a 3rd goal on safety, talk about a lot of stuff there. That might work well because
right,
when I'm giving you my updates on my goals anyways, they're an executive session. I can talk about safety things, so.
Yeah.
That's certainly
I,
a possibility.
Mine.
I kind of like that, like, and not our board goal, it's a district goal.
It's important to us, but it's Gary taking
Right,
it out.
Right.
does that sound fair, Mark? Are you there, bud?
It's probably.
What else?
I love the idea. Just in the right.
There it is.
That.
Oh, there it is.
Did you catch all that, Mark?
Uh-oh,
We've not done this before.
San Diego Wi-Fi.
Can you type it in? Right? Can you see it's typed response?
I can hear you and that's fine, it says. There we go.
Okay, so this.
Great idea, love it.
So, yeah, let's do that. We'll just keep our goals as is,
Uh-huh.
and then just add this as a superintendent goal. Okay.
There we go. Put that up there in case we need it again.
Okay. So we've identified, we got 3 goals, they're the same 3. We are gonna add, I'll work on writing, I'll work with WC on writing a goal for myself around school safety, and I'll create an action plan. Not that you guys can't provide input to that action plan. So I guess the next piece is coming to agreement on,
Action plan.
yeah, the action plan under each one. Mark, submitted 2 suggestions for goal number 1. Both of those seem fine to me.
I do like number 1 or under number 1 goal.
I don't feel like number 2 is necessary, just because we have closing comments. And I won't have something that I've done every month, possibly. To keep it clear and concise, but that's just, like, even at when a training was completed, board members are encouraged to share, or maybe something like that, but I don't think we need to do that every.
Yeah. I agree.
I like the sharing, I like the idea.
And we already have that in the agenda. We added a lot, you guys
Closing
added the
thoughts,
last,
yeah.
closing thoughts for what you'd done that month.
All right, so what I've heard is we like action plan item number one. Number two, I'll reword it to essentially say, when a training, a PD has occurred, board members will share it at board meetings with others, so.
Are encouraged to share.
Are encouraged to share,
Yeah.
yeah, so. Yeah.
You taking good notes here, Bree? Okay. Goal number two, which we're now keeping, those were simply the three action plans that we've had in previous years. Number one is what happens in my updates to you, and it's presented 3 times a year from Ms. Marshall. It's number two, where it says the board will calendar a minimum of 3 monitoring plan sessions. We already have that planned out when that'll occur. Superintendent and Ms. Marshall coordinate those. So we could just keep those 3. Also open to anything else. No, these 3,
Oh,
because now we're keeping goal 2.
Gotcha. Oh, cracking.
Can't 3 be a part of 2, because it's just how that information is conveyed. That may just be,
You could combine it.
I just might be thinking.
Yeah, I like the pieces that's crossed out, number 3 on the original one. Because you already are keeping up on all the consistent use of communication tools and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why that needs to go away.
We only have it stricken because he was suggesting we strike the whole thing.
In lieu of the security one,
Yeah,
but
so we'll just keep that one as written.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, keeping the crossed out goal number 2. And the next one down will be our goal 3. Which I think we've already established, I mean, by what Mark suggests in the goal is eliminating that phrase to find meaningful ways within their authority. Fine with me.
Fine with that.
That's fine.
The next piece is we'll need to work on. Number 1, keep in mind, I have started to engage with Upbeat. We've exchanged, I've given them. What did I do? They shared a spreadsheet with us for exit surveys. So I chose the last 2 people that hadn't received, who we hadn't got an exit survey from over the summer, and sent them their emails. And so that process has started now. Anybody that leaves us, Upbeat is going to communicate on exit surveys. The second piece they're doing is a fall and spring staff survey. I've created a spreadsheet that has every staff member's name, email, building they're in, department they're in, etc. And they'll be doing those. I think the first one, I can't remember if it's October or November, but sometime in the next month or 2, our fall survey will go out. Upbeat doesn't help us or engage with community, students, that kind of thing. That's not what they do.
Just exit surveys.
Exit surveys and staff climate surveys. So
Okay.
all of our staff that are here in fall and spring, we'll take a comprehensive, larger survey. We'll get that data shared with you. It's more about then that data going to principals and then Upbeat as coaches that'll meet with principals to talk about their data, talk about what it looks like is going well in a building, what looks like it's not going well, and problem solve ways to improve things.
Have you ran it before? Have you been part of it?
No, new thing. So it costs, but this year is first year, the ESD is paying for it for all districts in Lane County, not the ESD, RAN. So it's a teacher group that wants to help promote teacher retention and job satisfaction. That's kind of RAN's role. So they funded this for any district in Lane County to use. The board decided, yeah, we want to use that, so it's free. And it'll give us something that we can use year to year to see how there's been changes. And there, you know, when Gary creates a survey, it's not research based, it's
Right.
kind of what I think, well, they've got tons and tons of data on this, on their questions they're asked, and they can compare us to see, you know, are our results higher than most districts, lower than most districts, where are areas to improve. So I just want to be clear that Upbeat will engage with us for exit surveys and fall and spring staff surveys. We'll share that collected data with you guys, but we don't decide what the topics are. They have their survey. We don't, it's not a survey for community or for students, specifically the Upbeat one. There can be other surveys that we do, and there are throughout the year. Ms. Marshall's constantly putting out surveys to get information on ABCD. We do, our students do lots of surveys. They have one coming up in November, the Student Health Survey. But those are not through Upbeat.
What's your guys' opinion on it?
I would, oh, sorry, us?
On using Upbeat? Yeah, no, I think it'll be good. We want to hear what staff have to say. And it'll be good feedback for principals, and I really like the part about where then Upbeat coaches meet with principals to talk to them and problem solve about ways to improve their scores that were below the mean.
Can we change the verbiage and just put like with Upbeat and other mediums such as SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, etc., so that we're still keeping that survey piece as important, but not pigeonholing Upbeat, since they can't do all of that?
Makes sense.
I like that.
Okay, so I understand the context there. I'll just make a note, then I'll reword action plan item number 1 as Kathleen described. And then I think really the rest of that is even applicable. A and B is fine, because we're using.
Agreed. And I like it too. I think it's good.
Do.
Very direct, where you can find it.
Okay, we'll include action item number 2. Then I think we got a plan. I'll also keep in mind, well, we want to keep we shouldn't change these board goals, right? At least for the year, but we can always add things to the action plan. Anytime. Let's do something here that kind of fits in. All right, I'll get this entire thing rewritten. Again, this was on the agenda at 6:30 to take action on. I don't think we should take action on it. Let me get it rewritten. I'll send out a draft by the end of the week. And in October, we'll adopt the goals with the action plan. If you have any feedback on what I send you at the end of the week, respond, send it back to WC and I.
I like it.
All right,
Looks like we might actually get done by October.
we made some progress.
Oh, board goals. Oh, board stipends. So, as we referred to earlier, we got an email from a community member, y'all read it, thought. We're gonna have a discussion on it.
I
I think it's a good idea.
What part of it? Reaching out to the community?
Conducting a survey.
Yeah, I agree, I agree,
A community survey?
yeah.
Because we're not gonna be here forever, so if there's community members out there thinking about possibly being on the board, then how would they feel about it?
And you know, the other thing too is that we're supposed to be looking for input from students, faculty, parents, community. We're supposed to be doing that.
Well, yeah, that's who we represent.
Right.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. Reaching out to the community is fine. Not just fine, we should do it.
Right.
I'm not sure how that avenue works. I'm sure Gary does.
Be easy-ish.
I think so. I think I know there's at least one school district that's done one, so I'll probably reach out and see what theirs looked like rather than me creating something from scratch. And I'll reach out to OSBA and say, hey, our school board is looking into the school stipend issue. We want to get community, maybe staff, maybe student feedback. Do you have a draft? Do you have something you've been given to other school districts, and then we can get something that we can put out. So
It's pre-made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should move forward with that for sure. Yeah.
okay, I will look into that this week, and I'll have information on you for it. I'll definitely have a plan by the October board meeting I'll run it by you and then you give me the okay and we'll take action on, well, I don't even mean take action. You just let me know that, yep, we want to do that. And then mid-October, I'll get out the survey. Cool. Perfect.
Has there been any news from any other school districts about that?
I pulled every Lane County school district. Nobody's doing it. I think there's 3 that are kind of in our boat that are exploring it, thinking about it. Us, Bethel, Springfield, school boards, may pursue it in the months to come. Springfield did do a survey. I think it was, I won't swear to that. I think it was Springfield that did the survey. And there might be other districts. Tomorrow morning, I have a Lane County Superintendent's meeting. I'll pose this question again, see where other school districts are at. What I can tell you for sure is nobody's done it yet. Nobody's implemented this policy and went down this path yet. And I would say 3/4 of the school districts say they are not going to. There's a small group that are looking into it.
I agree with the part of reaching out to the community if we have a question because we represent them, but I also don't agree with the stipend regardless. So it doesn't make any sense to me to reach out to them because I don't want to be part of it. So I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but that's just my opinion.
I don't want it either, but I'm not gonna be here for the next 72 years, so.
Right, and I'm not either, and I don't know why they can't then vote for it when it comes up with new board members.
Yeah, they could. They can also vote it down even if you voted for it. So you got it in there, they can change the policy and.
Right.
So.
Just so y'all know, my take on it is, I mean, the state has said that, it's something they want to make available, to people. And I'm like, if they want to make it available to some, I think it should be available to all for you to individually choose
Yeah.
whether or not you do or don't.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Cause you're right, we can, my intent is if we do it, then it's just there for somebody to take and then you can make that decision for yourself. You can make that, Lisa can make that decision, Kathleen can make that decision, and I can make that decision. But I think if you're gonna offer it to someone, say, okay, we can do this in the future for somebody. Well, if you're gonna do it for somebody, you're gonna be able to all.
Yeah, that's not how it's written.
I also don't think we can say we wanna hear community input and then not
Let's
take
do
the
it. Take
opportunity
it.
to listen to the community.
Yeah, and it's, we represent the community. And
That's right.
I'm concerned about their input, but I also don't want to be part of it, so it just, you know what I mean? So therefore, don't reach out to, in my opinion. You know, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Well, then we'll vote you down 4-1, okay? Just kidding, just kidding.
Then the community's asked us to, so I think we should. I mean,
I will work on finding it.
But one person is asked.
No. In the OSBA rules, we should be asking. We should be asking. When
And
we're
that's what they
going
said?
to put things through.
I didn't see that part.
no, in the email, no, what she's referring to is some of the classes we went to at the OSBA retreat. Where they were telling us that we should be reaching out to the community to get their input on stuff like this. Whenever we can, is the wording I think they use.
I don't know, I don't get it because it doesn't affect the community. It does, like that's something for us as board members.
But a potential board member is in the community.
Yeah.
It's
And
for
they're
the future. It's a matter of equity. It's for the future is what they were telling us. Is to put it in place so it can be possible for board members, current or future. That's what it is.
And Gary, you said that other school districts have completely shut it down.
Well, nobody's pursuing it. Nobody's done it yet. And I think about 3/4 say they're not going to do it, at least with their current school board members. 3 to 4 school boards, ours included, are investigating it, checking in with the community. And that's kind of where we're at, so.
Just for context, it's all, and sorry to interrupt, but it's all very new. That,
No,
like,
I
so it's not the new rule, it's not a new rule, it's like a year old, right?
Well, just this, it's over a year old, but they just kind of fixed the legislative language and came up with a path.
Yeah, so this is the first opportunity for school boards to deal with it.
Yeah, it just doesn't change my opinion on it, I don't think.
Yeah. No, and it doesn't happen.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah, it does,
Yeah.
All right. We got through all 3 things. I got a plan for all 3. I'll work on getting the survey on board stipends and support folks and let you know.
Thank you.
Right.
that concludes.
Yeah, we're,
And like golf shorts. Golf shorts. Yeah, that's what he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, not your color, Jake. And then just wear some shorts. Probably like shorts.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah,
I just
take it when
wanted
you
to
get
try to keep up with that. This is short.
You can pull out of the shirt. Oh, sorry.
I just love the power right here. Alright, we have a shared vision in the Fernwood School District provide excellence for every student so that each will reach their greatest potential. We are also happy to have parents and other community members at our meeting. Thank you to the members of the public who joined us. As a reminder, school board meetings and work sessions are meetings of the board held in public, providing an opportunity to observe the board's discussion and actions. In an effort to conduct official board business, we ask that the audience be respectful and refrain from questions, comments, and unnecessary noise while the board conducts their meeting. There is an opportunity for the citizens' comments tonight, and the board looks forward to hearing from those who signed up. I will share some reminders when we get to that portion of the meeting. Also, please note that all board meetings are live streamed and posted on the school board area of the district website. It is now in order. Live stream. Oh. We're gonna, they're gonna speak yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Let's speak. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic
For which it's.
one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment, we have any? No public comment tonight. Approval of the minutes.
Work session and regular meeting.
What was that?
The work session and regular meeting.
It's just take action on one at a time. Work session, yeah.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the work session today.
Last month.
Oh, sorry, last month.
She's fast, but she's not that fast.
August.
That would be amazing.
Approve the minutes from the August work session.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any discussion? I did that backwards. You did that backwards. I did that backwards? Yep. Did Mark, say aye?
Nobody is.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to abstain, or I don't want to say no, I just didn't have them to read. So I just can't vote.
Okay.
Couldn't review. That's
Sorry.
fine. It's fine.
All those opposed? Anyone abstain?
I do.
Motion passes 4-1. 4 with 1 abstention. 1 with 1 abstention. You guys gotta make this complicated for me. Come on now. No, I'm just playing.
It's like a tie. You're one.
I'm having trouble doing this the normal way. Okay, and so then, the board meeting, that was a work session. Looking for a
I will
motion,
make a motion to approve the school board meeting minutes from August.
discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
Passes.
Are we getting,
Four.
are we getting Mark? I still haven't heard Mark.
Raise-
We can't, I don't know if you can hear us, Mark, but maybe you can just write in the chat.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you.
Did you say aye?
I did. Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you now.
All right, good.
4 ayes, 1 abstain. Takes us to the business office, come on up.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, this is our enrollment report as of September 10th. Elmira Elementary has an average class size of 19.92, and Veneta Elementary is at 21.40. Our total elementary enrollment is at 582. The middle school has 316 students enrolled, and the high school has 382. So that puts our in-district enrollment down by 4 from the projected numbers in the budget as of right now. We also have 16 out-of-district placements, and we projected 22 in the budget. Typically, that number climbs up as the year goes, so. Does the board have any questions on the enrollment numbers?
No.
No.
Nope.
And then I have a August financial report as well. Okay, so this is as of August 31st, still not a whole lot going on. We've received 18% of our budgeted revenue compared to 17% at the same time last year. We have spent 6% of our budgeted expenses, which is the same exact percent as we're at last August. So the next month's board report will go up quite a bit, since it'll have September expenses on there, which is usually when the expenses start increasing quite a bit. Does the board have any questions on the revenue and expense report?
This is one we need to take action on.
Yep.
I make a motion to approve the budget as proposed.
I second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Mark? How do we handle that?
If you can hear us, Mark, if you could just write it in the chat.
I can hear you.
Either nay?
I said,
I have no idea.
British guy.
Aye. Aye, Captain.
I know how to talk to mom.
Motion passed 5-0. Thank you. Or. And our Fern Ridge Education Association. Pretty please.
So our association had an executive team meeting at the end of August, and we talked about what we wanted this year to look like in terms of presenting at the school board. So I'll share one part, Desiree will share the other. We obviously still wanted to do something because we think it's important to be at the board meetings and share what's been going on. So first aspect that our team decided on was doing like a free as appreciation slides. And so that will look like down the road is each school will come up with some free as appreciations, which could turn into, you know, community members that have come in and volunteered their time, you know, for like guitar playing or, you know, just coming to different sporting events. So that will kind of be divided among the schools, but for at least this month, since we haven't been in school that much, we just decided to do a couple of whole group free as appreciations. So Desiree will talk about the other part. You wanna do that now, or do you
Yeah.
wanna talk about?
And so then the other portion that we kind of decided that we wanted to do, was talk about things that are relevant, not only to FRIA, but kind of the teachers union as a whole. So this month, we're kind of gonna do like a little one about some like terms we might use when we talk about those things, and you can kind of see like the broader picture of the union as a whole. But then like later down the road, we might talk about issues like classroom size, and like this is what OEA is doing about classroom size, and here's how it affects Fern Ridge, and kind of you know, show you guys that we are part of like something larger and bigger, and what some of the issues that we're talking about on small and large scales is kind of what we decided. Or when we have different events that come up with OEA, you know, talk about those with you guys and what's going on with those. So give you some union updates.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Awesome.
so our first,
Yeah.
our appreciations, if you wanna, do you wanna click the next slide? So, we picked two as a group, so just all the bond work so far, I was trying to get some updated pictures. So the one on the right, obviously our new athletic field, this is from last Wednesday, when all the students, we got on the field, all the teachers, we went during homeroom. And took a picture. I just feel like even, if students aren't athletes, like they were just so excited to go out to that new field and just felt very proud of it. And so that was really cool to see the mini gym, which was cool to see bleachers there. And then that's one of the new science classrooms on the left. So we just wanted to thank all the bond work that's happened so far. We know from the planning stages up through now. Scott and Gary, among others, Freya just wanted to say thanks for all the hard work, and we know that it's not always easy. Second one, we had our public meeting night last month, and we just appreciate all the classified staff, certified, the DO group went during lunch to grab pizzas, and just the community. Like I saw people come in, I was there for about an hour, and I just saw people come in that it's like, I didn't even know who they were, but they had a flyer in their hand, and I was like, yes. And so over $1,000 was spent on buying pizza and gift certificates, so it brought in over $500 for the two associations. So we just wanted to thank everybody for that.
Nice. You remind them what you're using that money for?
For student scholarships.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it was just cool to kind of do something, you know, I talked to Mandy, who's the OSCA president, and it was just cool to work together and promote it, and yeah, we'll do another one probably in January, February. So.
Awesome.
You wanna?
Yeah. Yeah, so this month, our union updates info slide. So the graphic down in the bottom right-hand corner is one that we use during our new employee orientation. To just kind of explain to employees that they are part of something bigger, than just FRIA, not just FRIA, we do amazing things, but that it really is like something that builds upon itself. So we talk about like, it's you, and then your worksite community, and, you know, working with your building reps, and solving problems at your worksite. But then that expands into the local association. So our local teachers union is Fern Ridge Education Association. And then a step that this graphic is kind of missing, and I think this might be a little bit more unique to us, is like the regional level. So we have two regional groups that FRIA is a part of. We have TREC, which is the Three Rivers Education Council. And this is a group made up of leadership, so presidents, vice presidents, from Lane County locals. I think it's like Springfield, Oak Ridge, Junction City, Pleasant Hill. And so we kind of come together once a month to network, talk about, you know, some of the things that are going on in our locals, and also receive communication from like OEA, and all that good stuff. And then there's the Lane Unified Bargaining Council, which helps unify bargaining goals for different schools that are in the same situations, and verify that our contracts align with OEA contract goals. So we actually have to make sure our contract aligns with OEA's goals, and then also aligns with NEA goals. So then that way, if you're a teacher in Oregon and you move somewhere across Oregon, you can have similar rights as then also if you move across the country. So OEA is the Oregon Education Association. That's our state association, and we do a lot with them between fundraising and then in the spring each year, we have the representative assembly where we set goals and that kind of stuff for our state. And then, of course, there's NEA, which is the National Education Association. And they do stuff on the more national level. So that kind of worked our way up the chart. And I thought this was a good moment to talk about how we kind of tie into the larger labor movement. Because teachers, even though we are more of a white collar job, we're still a part of the labor movement. And we have friends that are part of different labor organizations and that kind of stuff. And so I thought this month was perfect to tie it into Labor Day, that we celebrated Labor Day earlier this month. And it was a holiday that was originally to recognize the contributions that labor movements, including unions, have made to America's strength and prosperity and well-being. I'm a history teacher. So the contributions that unions and labor movements have made to what makes America America. And Oregon, fun fact, was actually the first state to pass a law to recognize Labor Day as a holiday. So I thought that kind of just was the nice little icing on top of the cake with all of the union stuff. I kind of planned it, but it ended up being really good. So anyway, so I just wanted to kind of like give us a little bit of like a 101 on some terms that you might hear from us, like, oh, Trek has this thing going on, OEA has this thing going on. So you kind of know who they are and how they fit into that large like labor picture. So. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is our spot where our student reps give their monthly report. But first, I get to have them raise their right hand. With left first. You have this in front of you?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just break it down into pieces. I state your name.
I, Jake Van Dam.
I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
Will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
Will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
You can say it at the same time, you know. The state of Oregon and the laws thereof,
The state of Oregon and the laws thereof,
and the policies of the Fern Ridge School District,
and the policies of the Fern Ridge School District,
and will discharge the duties
will discharge the duties
of student representative on the board to the best of my ability.
of student representative on the board to the best of my ability.
Now they're all yours, Mr. Rowe.
All right, guys, we'll give you a report.
Yes, cross country, we hosted our home meet this last Wednesday, September 10th. We all had a good time and had pretty good times. And it was just a good time to practice there. It's a lot of fun hosting a meet, feeling proud of like where we're from. Boys soccer, they're putting up a fight, you know, they're trying. They have not won a game yet, but they're trying. We did also lose like over a dozen seniors last year, so it's a little bit rough for them with a brand new team. And girls soccer is also the same, the fact they're also trying their best. They've been mercy ruled all of their games so far pretty much, which means 8-0. They also have a very fresh team. They didn't lose as many kids, but they have a lot of freshmen and sophomores. I think they only have like 4 seniors and juniors.
And a lot of people that just have never played before because they didn't have enough girls.
So, you know, they're fighting, but
They're having fun.
they're trying, you know.
Okay, cheer is traveling to all the football games and keeping positive attitude regardless of the outcomes of said football games. Cool. The ball is being thrown and tackles are being made. I don't think they still haven't won a game yet, but they're also trying their best. Most of them are. And the players and fans are bummed about only having 2 home games. I can say that. And oh yeah, volleyball. They have had a successful season so far, winning 3 of their 5 games, all of their in-season games. And they wish they had more fans at home games.
And they would.
Wish they had more fans at home games, specifically students, but leadership is working on it.
And then the phone policy, so
obviously, as you can imagine, students can be frustrated with it, they're a little bit addicted to their phones. The policy though, I would say has seemed to be working quite well. And do you want to, wait, no, yeah, students have all had their phones off in class, but go off, yeah, they have had them off, but they have had them go off. Especially the first couple days of school, teachers have been very forgiving in the fact of like, it's just like a ring or something goes off or someone's ring tone, they've been forgetting the fact, just give them a warning so far. So there's been no problematic issues, like I've not seen a phone actually out in class yet.
Yeah, we wouldn't say that it's led to more like social interaction across school. But it's, I mean, it's still very early and like, yeah, it's a weekend happening. I can say that I have seen less students on their phones at lunch, which is a plus, but that I've also seen some phones out at lunch, but it's a big cafeteria and there's like maybe one person and yeah, so it's lunchtime is the most difficult. Leadership, my leadership?
Yeah.
Okay, leadership received the Yard Foundation grant of $17,000. And I don't think we have decided what to do with it yet. So we have.
I thought it might have
Was
been
it
a driving,
interesting?
I thought it might have been a driving school, because we brought up last.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, we have big ideas.
Yes,
I don't think we've decided what to do with it yet.
and also,
yeah.
yeah, and leadership.
Go ahead.
Leadership also decided to, that we're doing Spirit Days, I guess, every last Friday of every month. The new day of. So.
And then along with leadership comes homecoming, and that's being planned. We've done really well so far. We have most of the planned theme and whatnot. Last year, 263 tickets were sold. This year, we're expecting about the same, if not a little bit more, because the class is very large this year. And the theme is decades, meaning the dance is decades, so just like all of the decades, but then freshmen, I think, have the 50s, juniors have the 60s. Nope, sophomores, I skipped one. Sophomores have the 60s, juniors have the 90s, because the seniors wanted the 70s, so we get discussed.
I understand the eighties.
I would have wanted the 80s.
They bypass the 80s.
And then also on a separate note, NHS, we held our first meeting this last Wednesday and that went well. We have nothing set in stone yet, but we have lots of good ideas we want to put into motion. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about adoptive family, something we do in our community. We always have trouble fundraising for that event at our school and a lot of teachers donate a lot of money to that. So we've come up with a couple ideas to make that huge.
And then just one more thing, debate club is starting and they had their first meeting on Friday, I think, and from what I heard, they had a good number of participants, but leadership still has to sign off on that, on those club papers for them to be official. Yeah,
That's it.
which will be good, and that's it. Good job, guys.
Great, thanks. Do you, I got a couple questions. The homecoming game is which date?
The game is the 10th, it's against Crestwell.
I didn't know we had a debate club. This is advising.
That's it. Listen,
Good
it's
to
not
know.
official yet. Yeah, it's not official yet.
Oh,
We haven't talked about it.
talk to them.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
What else the plans for homecoming?
What does that mean?
Like, are you getting,
I'm sorry.
what's that?
Huh?
Like, in general, for homecoming, like, what else planned?
Planned theme. Permits are already been sent in and I think they're already good, approved. Themes, we have a bunch of like theme ideas and so we just need to choose which ones we want for homecoming week, like the Spirit Days. Homecoming, we are going to do, we're wanting to implement something called Campus Chaos. And if you've heard of Riot Night, it's the same thing, just not called Riot Night. Yeah, JC has one, Mohawk has one. There's a lot of schools that have one, I think Oak Ridge does. Anyway, it's just a mostly high school, but community can come, parents can come cheer on, but it's just a very long extended assembly. And it's outside after school and leadership will be running it. Well, Cody will be running it mainly because us as kids, he still wants us to go out and play. But it's something that I've been working really hard towards all 4 years, honestly. And I finally have set it in motion this year and I'm very excited about it. Yeah. But yeah, campus chaos. What else is there? Homecoming, the dance. Yeah, the dance. Yeah, dance is on the 11th. That's Saturday. And did we decide 8 to 10? 8 to 10.
Let the teachers off easy, only 2 hours or something.
Yeah, it's also not past 10. I don't move late. Sounds rough. Yeah, and then leadership will clean up morning after. Anything else? I think that's all. Coming. Cool. Good job.
Thank you guys.
This will sound a lot more fun than my report. Oh. Just a couple of topics I want to share, just different committees starting up, but the one that you guys have the most involvement with is curriculum. Our curriculum adoption this year is social sciences, which the 4 domains are civics, economics, geography, and history. So I know we've got a very excited high school group ready, and so I'll keep you posted about that. Right now, I'm reading through 89 pages of the new updated standards. And so then what the fall will look like is getting together our committee, kind of reviewing those standards with the different grade bands. What are our district goals around it? Winter kind of looks like curriculum review. They go to different trainings at the ESD. Spring, we bring in all the samples, we kind of narrow them down and then put them out for public comment. And then board action late spring. So that's kind of that process, similar to what we've done, but this year it's social sciences. Integrated plan and early literacy. The annual report was submitted. High school success ODE review panels coming up. What that will look like is Sid, Joel, John Goldegger, myself, and a team from ODE go through the high school success rubric, and we have to kind of provide evidence for how we're meeting those goals. So it's kind of a new thing this year. It'll be exciting. Lots of professional development. Kudos to our staff because they really, professional development. I went to the dentist and had my teeth cleaned today, and the dental hygienist was making fun of me because that's part of my job. He's like, "Oh, I bet the teachers love that." Like, yeah, no, everybody likes to learn, but it is a lot. You're asking the teachers to go above and beyond, right? They want to be in front of their kids. They want to be planning. They want to be prepping, but you're also asking them to learn as they go and be up to date on things. And then also asking the admin to be those instructional leaders. Some of the professional development that's been happening or has happened through in-service is around our new health curriculum. Question response protocol, QPR, that doesn't sound like it's in the right order. Suicide prevention will happen at all the buildings before winter break. We've had a huge team from our K-5 buildings, actually our K-2 teachers and IAs doing ECRI, which is enhanced core reading instruction. That's 2 days of 8 hours of just reading instruction. All of our classified staff are part of Cultivate. Our admin are kind of leading that this year, and that's a program through U of O that has micro PDs. We have money from the REN grant that we haven't used yet. It's our K-12 MTSS, multi-tiered systems of support. So how are we aligning the work that we're doing across the buildings? And then another big one that we're working with is TNTP, it's the new teacher project, but our focus is going to be around the middle school and doing walkthroughs, supporting teacher PLCs and some admin PLCs. And then the last thing I would share is just a reminder of our longitudinal performance growth targets. 2 new indicators will be added, not this school year, but next year. So new will be K-2 attendance and 8th grade math. So those are 2 things that I'll try to report on this year. I'll start collecting all of that data, trying to share it in the same way. But we'll also be looking at 3rd grade ELA, 9th grade on track, 4-year graduation, 5-year completion. And then the state is choosing 1 more. But they kind of put out this huge survey to administrators and people like me, and we have to say what makes the most sense. So that's what I got. I like the idea of campus chaos. I like that it's not called riot. Thank you. Any questions? I feel like we can deal with chaos better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't imagine rioting.
Ryan, I, to be honest.
Finally, do it over Jake.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Jake's not rioting. Superintendent's report.
Got 5 items to touch on. First one, bond update. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Veneta gym, definitely a big upgrade. Looks very nice, clean. Bleachers would be great for TSP to use that for additional gym to have games at for volleyball and basketball. Bathrooms are working well. I do believe we have a larger water heater on order. And some change out of some toilets when the correct ones get in, but everything is working well. Middle school bus loop has worked great so far. The first 2 weeks I was there every day at dismissal time. We never once had cars, traffic, which makes it a lot safer. A big part, besides the bus loop, it's also a big part. The middle school did a good job of just promoting to parents, and I'll emphasize it's a huge help for the parents that park at the church. We've got, kind of partnership with them. They use our parking lot on Sundays and we use it after school every day. And so the kids could just walk over there. That definitely helps. Parents park at the district office, our own staff parking in back and leaving the front open for parents. All those things in conjunction have made it a lot safer and better over there. So that's great. All of our HVAC work definitely came into play this fall. I think while, in all of our buildings and the size that they are, there's always going to be some issues, but in general, we're on track to, there's no doubt in my mind that where we're at currently is better than at any point we've been in my time as superintendent in regards to how our HVAC systems are operating. Science classrooms are done. We're using them. There is still some things that need to get updated. For example, we have temporary whiteboards up because the new ones don't get here till Friday. A few cosmetic things, a couple outlets aren't working, but we're continuing to work through those. In general, though, folks are pleased. The athletic facility, we've been practicing and having PE classes on it for a week now. Tomorrow will be our first game, girls soccer. I will definitely be there to check it out. We're not fully open. I will know by tomorrow morning at 10 when we have an inspection on the bleachers whether we'll be able to use the bleachers for the game tomorrow. I'll do a post about that. The two elements that won't be ready till the end of the week are, besides potentially the bleachers, the restrooms. We have still items coming in on Thursday. I'm hoping it's complete by the end of the week. We'll have signs up, so restrooms we'll be using will be the ones in the center courtyard at the high school, just directing people to those. And then the scoreboard conduit needs to be run from the scoreboard to the press box, which just got mounted and hooked up. But for soccer, the officials can just keep scoring time on the field. My sincere hope is that next Monday we have a home JV football game there. When all those things are looking forward to restroom, scoreboard, lights. Tonight, after the board meeting, if you're interested, I'm meeting some folks over at the high school to test our lights. Well, I've seen them on during the daytime. We're gonna see exactly, where is dark, where's light, where do I need to get some light packs on the building, etc. So if you wanted to come over, although we might get done before it gets dark, once it gets dark, I'm gonna go over there and test those out. So that's your bond update. We'll talk about it a little bit later when we talk about Raptor, but just want to remind you, Miss Marshall, myself, Paul did all go visit Maple Elementary and look at their Raptor system and the whole security system that Springfield uses in buildings. Cell phone policy, you heard from the students how it's going there. I haven't been at the high school to observe that during lunchtime. Definitely at the middle school, I've been there. It's like night and day from last year. If you would walk into the middle school last year at lunchtime, 80% of the kids are in their phones, watching videos, texting friends, and there's just none of that. The biggest downside, Miss Johnson reports, is that it's much louder at lunch now because everybody's talking. We had one student lose their phone at the middle school. I won't read what she wrote, but the summary is she didn't think it could have won anything. At the high school, as far as, remember our kind of series is of consequences is take the phone, get it back at the end of the day. Second time, parent comes and gets it. There's been one 9th grader that's had their phone taken in the first 2 weeks, 6 10th graders, 1 11th, and 5 12th graders. So hopefully that starts to narrow down and we get the ones that are not on board with this policy yet, on board. I think long term, I think initially if I was a high school kid, this definitely would have been a shock. Well, not to my system when I was in high school because we didn't have phones, but having kids of that age, that would have been a shock to their system. Certainly initially, I'm hopeful that it just becomes part of the norm, going forward. Anything to add on the high school cell phone, Ms. Vanderkar?
Well, Mondays are the hard day. Monday is hard because it's on the weekend, but all of our medically fragile kids who need their cell phones, we've been working really hard to make all of those adjustments to their paperwork. Because it was never didn't need to be.
Okay, fourth item, the Veneta property. I signed initial documents today. I have some more stuff to read either tonight or tomorrow morning, but I expect to sign tomorrow. By the end of the week, we'll be closed and done. That'll be our property. We will then start the process of demo and planning how we're gonna incorporate that into our new Veneta parking lot. So that'll be in the months ahead. And the last thing I wanted to mention, I know I've mentioned it in my Friday updates to you, but an important thing that's occurring at the USA now, we're in a districting cycle, which means, this last term was for the longest time, Elmira High School was 4A. The smallest school in 4A. To succeed athletically, to kind of a unique group of kids. And I mean, succeed athletically on the highest level as far as competition. And when we went to 3A, it definitely helped, especially some of the larger team sports, football, basketball. They're redistricting right now. I think they make the decision in December. There's 4 drafts out. 3 of the 4 drafts are very bad for us. 1 is good for us. So I've talked to Sid and the high school folks. I believe we're sending up the athletic director, Emmy, and Joel to the next committee meeting to give testimony on why we're advocating for option 2, which is a 5 classification system. There are a lot of people in the state advocating for that.
Is there anything we can do to help advocate for that stuff?
I'll let you know. My experience is that it's difficult, right? There's 197 school districts in Oregon. Amongst that, there's probably 600 high schools. Everyone has their own little thing. If you're, an individual from Fern Ridge, they're gonna listen to you, but the impact you're gonna have is minimal. So it becomes more powerful when you get collective groups, when you get 5 schools in this area to go up and speak, or a representative from the Sky League goes and talks to the world. This is the way our league thinks about this. So if you have thoughts and you wanted to email them to Sid, to share with Joel and Emmy to take up, they could certainly do that when they present. And I don't want to discourage any board member from on the OSA site. You can find who's on that redistricting committee. You can send them all an email. So yeah, the 5 classification system, it has us in 3A, which is frankly where we belong. Those schools look like us.
Yep.
If we go to 4A, in the 6 classification system, there's just a lot of schools that don't look like us. And then one of the new drafts that came out, I think I sent you those teams. We're in with Churchill and Marshfield and North Bend, Marist, us. That's how.
North Eugene.
North, yeah. And that, it would just, we need to petition, which we can do, but then in specific sports, petition to play down.
And it has to be done every year
Yes.
for every sport.
Well, they might change the rules. In the past, that's what it would need to be. Yeah. And I shouldn't say that. Maybe for football, you can do it for a whole cycle. They just review it every year. If something, if you position to play down and went 12-0, no, you can go up and be 4 and 6, and play it up. So.
You said that the decision is being made in December. If it is made in December, will it go for track?
No.
No, next week.
There's that. I need to win state.
So it'll give us 6-8 months for leagues to start scheduling football games for the fall on our cycle, et cetera. So I did want to mention that. I'll keep you apprised.
If there's anything you guys can do to help talk to any of the committees or any from the league or any of that stuff, please let me know.
I'll work on getting the email list of those committee members and, maybe after Joel and Emmy give their presentation, I'll kind of maybe send a follow-up email that next week and mention, my folks came up and mentioned this. Here's my philosophy that's supported by our 5 school board members.
Yeah.
So I will definitely keep you in the loop on that topic. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Discussion items, Division 22.
Division 22, typically this isn't discussed till October. That's when the board approves it. It's just a report that you see and I post it on the website now by November. Because we have a lot of new board members, I emailed this out to you this month just to look over. So it's the 60 or 70 things that every school district in Oregon has to review and sign off that they did the prior year. So our Division 22 report that's gonna be due, that you'll see in October, and approved in October, is for last school year, 24-25. There has been years where there's been some element, we've been out of compliance. We didn't do something we were supposed to do, or we needed to update something that we missed. There was an item last year, I can't remember what it was. Or excuse me, 2 years ago in our report we did last year. For the report, currently, I think we were in compliance with everything for 24-25. But I'm just basically getting you that information out a month early. If you have any questions, let me know. There might be some slight tweaks to it or ads. I might put in some more links where OD can find things. But you will see that at the October board meeting. You'll vote to approve it. Then I'll post it on our website. Again, traditionally, you don't see this till October. I just am giving you a little bit more time to look it over in case anybody had questions.
Thank you.
Board operating agreement, I mean, I think we discussed it earlier, we don't have any changes to it, next month we'll review it and adopt it. Board goals, the same thing. Board stipends, as we talked in the work session, we're gonna push forward with survey.
Sounds good.
Push it out for further discussion. First reading of the proposed policy updates.
Okay, so, this is first reading, so we don't need to dive into it too much. Certainly, if anybody has any questions now, let me know. But if in the weeks to come, you have questions before we have the second reading in October, again, just shoot me an email. In the first one, KK, hold up.
There we go.
There was our changes that I proposed. This was kind of combination of what Mark had sent requested. Also in conjunction with talking to building principals around what actually works. So those are the changes that at least I'm recommending. Again, we will, so if anybody has any concerns over the next month, let me know. Otherwise, we'll vote to approve it at the next time. The most significant change is that we will require people to sign in, and we identified asking for an ID is at the purview of the folks in the office. When our folks will use that is when they don't know you. Lisa's coming in to visit and they don't know who Lisa is. Well, they can ask for ID. If somebody gives them grief about that, they can show them this policy. I don't know you, I'm asking for ID. We clearly identified that before the bell, in our schools, visitors and guests are not required to sign in. They can walk kids to class, etc. And then there's a special blurb there about for special events where they might waive the sign-in process for an assembly or something. So look that over. Any questions, let me know. The next one is the personal electronic device, AR. Again, this is, while we already have this language in our handbook, this is just what OSBA put out. When you get a chance to look through both of those, it just describes the language you approved last time that's now in our handbooks. I won't go through this all, but this essentially describes the philosophy and is a recommended OSBA policy on this topic. So look that over.
Our two originals were deletes.
Oh, yeah, the next two are recommended delete ones. And the next one, GCDA/GDDA, is criminal records check. And to open that one up, I forget the edit here.
I think it's just visitor.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Gent found a word that made sense to change. I believe it was on page 3 or 4, right there. It's not a volunteer, it's a visitor. That's not likely to have direct unsupervised contact as determined by the district, will not be required for a criminal background check. So that'll be updated.
Why do teachers from other districts have to fill out a background check? Like, they're already a teacher.
well, it's anybody, we have law, Mr. Jensen, law enforcement officer, if he wants to volunteer in our district, he's still filling out a background check, so. So we don't delineate their job, what they would need to fill out. Last policy, we talked about this, I believe, in the retreat. This is just updating the language on public comment. Was the desire of the board to give a little bit more time and increase that to 4 minutes. So it's noted in there, it's not in red, but it should say 4 minutes in all their folks' spots.
Weird.
So any questions on any of those? Again, first reading. Look them over. And we'll hopefully vote to adopt them at the October meeting. Oh, good.
Any discussion for tonight on any of them?
No, I know.
Brings us to the report for Rob.
Report from Raptor, I might kind of change what I'm thinking about here because now we put this, or we're going to put a goal of district security under one of my goals. But what I wanted to share was, like I mentioned, Ms. Marshall and myself, Mr. Lambert, went to Maple Elementary to see what it looks like there. And it definitely looks a lot different than our school district. Better, not worse, different. For example, this is an elementary school, no adult enters that building ever before the school starts. Doors are locked, only kids go in the front door, there's no walking kids to classes. There's no, if you're going in to check, let's say you're just stopping by at 10 a.m., you don't even walk in the office. You're outside at a bell, you're on a ring camera, you push, I'm Gary, I'm here to check on my kiddies in the health room. Okay, they buzz you in. If I am an approved, I didn't bring it, they're in my desk. If I'm an approved volunteer, so in our district, if somebody turned in a background check and they're approved volunteer, or a visitor, there's a console next to the secretary's desk. So somebody comes up the window, they buzz in, they get let in, they come to the counter. I go up to the counter, it has a little machine, there's a computer screen, I type in Gary Carpenter. I've never done it yet this year, maybe I'm not on the approved background check list, so I just check visitor, and I'm going to the cafeteria to have lunch with my kid. I put in my driver's license, it scans, it doesn't scan, I could be a murderer, it doesn't tell me that I'm a murderer, but if I come up in the sexual crime database, red lights go off in the principal's office on her computer, the secretary's computer, and then somebody's talking to Gary before they come in and we're problem solving them. There is no visits to classrooms. No parent can go visit a classroom without it being scheduled and accompanied. No visitor can go to a classroom and just watch class without it being scheduled and the principal in attendance with them the entire time. I asked the secretaries what they really liked about it. And what were some of the items? They liked when they first did it, secretaries had to do it all. They did maybe that for a year, did they say, Miss Marshall? Before they kind of put the console up by themselves, so someone can come in and do it. They definitely liked that it was by themselves. They like that they get alerted when there's a problem. They like that they don't have to, it kind of manages themselves. They don't have to be real vigilant at their desk about people coming in. Nobody's gonna come in the door and go through because everything is locked. They gotta push a button. That's what they don't like about it. I said it definitely slows down processes. You're not getting in there quickly, especially when they have larger events or assemblies or class parties. They encourage their families to come now early because you're running your ID through that thing and getting a sticker as a visitor. Probably leaving out some stuff. Miss Marshall, what did they like and not like about it?
They definitely felt safe in their neighborhood. I would say that. They've gotten used to it. They felt like, one thing that they liked was that no unknown adult is ever in that building. Like, that doesn't happen, because they come in and they've either already been a volunteer, because they don't even have visitors. I mean, I know he said that, but like they made that very clear. There are no visitors. If there's an assembly, then yeah, but they have all their staff stationed in certain places. Even grandmas don't go to the restroom by themselves. They have somebody that is posting up outside of different areas. But it also made it to where if you were walking down the hall and you saw Brian and he didn't have his sticker on, it was very clear that you should not be there. So they liked that.
Once you ran your ID through and I checked visitor or volunteer, it prints out picture of my ID, across the top. It says, if it said visitor to the cafeteria, it says visitor cafeteria, or it says volunteer. Then they know a visitor needs to be accompanied wherever they're going. A volunteer, I've been background checked, approved, whatever. I can go wherever I want. I can have unsupervised activity. It's like our policy says, so.
I would say, can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
It's very different than our elementaries, because I was there kind of like with my jaw down. I was like, but what if it's their birthday and mom's bringing cupcakes? Nope. What if it's, and I just kept, what if they have a sister that just graduated from high school and they wanna come have lunch? Nope. What if they can't even have lunch? They can't even request that. There were some things that they could request, but they had to set up a meeting with the principal that had to be on their time because the principal was the escort. So
there's kind of a range of,
it was intense.
yeah. I think we should take some time to think about all this security stuff. It would, and again, I'm not saying that what they're doing is bad. There's many things about it that are good. It would definitely change the culture of our schools if that's the way we went. If that's the way we decided to go.
That, like in elementary school, does that second door, is it locked? Like when you walk into the office, it's locked into the main hallway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the school, so at our elementaries, all the doors are open, school starts. Now you're forced to go through the office.
Yeah.
That vegetable.
And that door into the main deal is
Yeah,
locked.
it's locked.
How do you have to get up and somebody have to get up and unlock it every time to let a visitor through?
No.
They just go through the office, there's that second door of the office.
That's what I mean, like that second door is not locked.
That one stays unlocked.
Oh, you mean you were in the office and then going into the school? Yeah, that's unlocked. And so let's say, a potential area of risk for us is secretaries get busy. I have a kid with a bloody nose and the principal's down the hallway doing this. Can there be, hopefully not long periods of time, but minutes in the day when somebody isn't right there at the desk or has their back turned and could go whoop, whoop, right in there? They could.
What about like a push button, like keep somebody in, like push button unlock or something with that door?
Or the one into the hallway. Yeah,
Is that weird?
I mean, it's possible. Yeah.
I don't know, I was just thinking.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is spend a little bit, the genesis of this was specifically Raptor. All the other things I'm just sharing to you as information of what other schools look like. I think we can talk about that down the road if this is something the board wants to go to. I can tell you, well, I guess I can't tell you. I would imagine, although I will share this with our administrators, I would imagine our administrators, especially at the elementary school, would not like this. Would not like that level.
Yeah.
And I know our parents wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And I guess I shouldn't even say that. There might be some parents that say, love it. That don't ever want anybody in there, ever, no more walking to the, and again, I'm not saying that that's bad, but it definitely would change, the culture of our field. So I can see this being a topic later in the year that we pull folks about, pull our staff about, pull the community about. Here, we're looking at security. Here's what we do now. Our secretaries and office staff are very good. Like I mentioned to you before, there's been multiple times about every other year where I'll hire somebody essentially to go try to get by the secretary and get in the hallway. And they're 0 for 20. I mean, everyone's got them. I sit on my computer and watch them on the camera and I see them chasing down the hallway. Where you going? And then I follow them around the building and staff interject with them and say, can I help you? Or, if they don't have a badge on, and then they give them a coffee card and say, good job. Just today, I went to every building with about 10 $5 coffee cards and went to every building and went in at least 2 rooms in each building. And if they had their updated emergency handbook, I gave them a coffee card. And I went to 10 spots. Let's see, we'll give some kudos. At Benita, I went to Miss Cutsforth and I went to Kara, who's an aide in the computer lab. Both of them had their updated handbook. So they got coffee cards. At the high school, I went to Ryan Chambers in the library and Miss Nelson. They both had them updated. At Elmira Elementary, I went to Miss Herbert in the gym and Miss Skinzig. They both had theirs. And who did I leave out?
The middle school.
The middle school. I went to the school secretary who had hers and Miss Lloyd who had hers. So they were 10 for 10. I didn't have to go to anybody else.
Okay.
And we do stuff like that every couple of months, some kind of element of just safety or security training. So again, getting back to Raptor, I think that's really for you guys to decide. What I would like to do or what I propose is let's take some time. Let me talk to administrators about this, see what they think about Raptor. And have the conversation, not just about Raptor, but the entirety of school safety and how we're looking at things. I don't think there's an emergency in our schools. I think our people do a great job, our teachers do a great job of intercepting folks that they don't recognize or know. Our front office staff do a great job of intercepting folks. And one of the things I've talked to WC about, even that school at Maple Elementary, if Gary wanted to get into Maple Elementary and do harm, even with all they have, I'm getting in there and doing harm. It's not gonna stop that. But it does give this sense of security and maybe can stop and prevent some smaller things. So, you know, it's never gonna be, a school is never gonna be a secure place unless we make it a jail. And that isn't what we want to do. So I think it's about just training our people, being vigilant, having processes in place, and not turning it into a jail. So that was a long way of saying what I'd ask, unless the board wants me to take some action here on this, is give me some more time to kind of investigate this, talk to some more people. Maybe it could be a topic at a work session in October and November, see what you guys are thinking, what you want to do. And that'll give me some avenue and a path to kind of go down. Maybe by then I could share some information with you. But for now, I'd recommend we just kind of stay where we're at.
Why they went with Raptor, why a system that checks expenses?
That's a good question. I just recently, so I'm answering Mark's question about why they went with Raptor. I do not know why they went, but I can ask their superintendent tomorrow. As far as other systems, there is at least one other available. I can't remember the name that somebody gave me a contact to, and I believe it does check some other things. I will look into that over the course of the next few weeks and see what I can find out. Have you gotten any of that, Miss Marshall? No? You weren't listening. Texting your son. To Mark's point, I'll find out why they went with Raptor over some others, and I do believe there are some other systems that check something more than just a sexual registry. So I'll try to get some data on that.
I really like the idea of it. But one of the things, we were talking about this earlier, I don't wanna lose our small town school feel either. I don't wanna get so wrapped up in it. I get we have to plan for the horrible things that could happen, but I mean, we all live in a small town, we have this small school. I don't wanna lose that feel for me.
Crazy about it.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm, you know, though I think we definitely, obviously, we decided in the work session to make safety a priority. And I think we keep looking at it, obviously, and keep it in the loop, but, you know.
I don't want there to be a weird vibe we're in a small town, small community, but we all very much care for child safety.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, I just don't want it to be this thing, you know, metal detectors and this weird entrance and this whole, I don't know, change the vibe. And it's totally separate from the 3A, 4A classification, but as part of that, I feel like if a school keeps getting bigger and classified as a bigger school, it's just this weird and a different vibe, I guess. I don't know.
No,
Can you guys hear me?
Can
Can you guys hear me okay?
Right, like, I mean, I think that's what separates us, I think that's what separates us from some of the bigger schools. I mean, I don't wanna be Portland. That's why I still live here.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Mark?
I'm saying, the one I went to, it seemed like it was Raptor. I'm not 100%. If it's a limited system that just does sex offenses, it's not going to be great. It's like a maybe deterrent if they don't know what's happening, the person who's trying to come in and do harm. So that's not perfect. I don't like it. That's why I was thinking about other systems. With regard to making it like a prison, I went in there in uniform and they had me do it, and it was super simple. I showed them my ID card, and then they took a picture and it printed out a sticker. It was super quick. I don't think it'll change the culture. I do get what you're saying, and I don't want to turn every school into prisons, but I was just, for what I experienced, it was a very quick system. But again, Raptor might not be the answer, because that seems like a very limited thing with regard to running people in sex offenses only.
Yeah, I think where you went was in 4J, and I think it is a little bit different in 4J. I think Springfield's culture, obviously, they've had a school shooting. Their level of security might be something different than occurs in Eugene. I'm not 100% sure. I think on the spectrum, Springfield is on one end on this issue.
Eugene's also the school shooting though too, so.
Yeah, I'm not against the system like Raptor. I mean, honestly, if you just slide your ID through and it says, yeah, go, but I'd like it to check for more things than just the one. I mean, you know, I mean, I just think we just,
Wider window.
yeah, whatever. I mean, I think we just keep looking into it.
Okay.
OSBA annual convention.
Yep, so this is in November. What are the dates?
6th, 7th, and 8th. 6th is a Thursday and it's the pre-conference. So really, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. And then the pre-conference is more for administrative professionals, which is that's the day I'll go.
So in the past, if you would like to go as a school board member, this is one that I will go to as well. You could go up Thursday night, or you could go up Friday morning, or not go at all. What's the registration date that we need to?
We have till October 10th, I believe, or 14th, something like that, so it just opened 2 days ago, or 4 days ago.
And the hotel fills up fast.
Yep, so basically what we're looking for tonight is, if you can make a decision right now, let me know you're going, I will get it booked.
What is it? What is it?
If
November?
Friday and Saturday, come home Sunday.
November 7th and
Sorry.
8th. What else about that? Yeah, so if you know tonight, great, you can just let Bree know after the meeting even. If you don't know tonight, within at least the next couple of weeks, let Bree know, because it opens what day to register?
It's open right now, and when
But I mean to book the hotel.
as soon as you register for the convention, they send you a link to book the hotel.
Okay, that's a little
But
bit.
it does fill in, so there's usually a overflow hotel, but it's not this one. Yeah. Are you for a pre-conference too?
Probably.
The 10-4 one?
Yes,
At the waterfront Marriott,
yeah,
right downtown.
yeah,
Is this different than some of the ones?
Just a lot bigger.
it's a lot bigger.
Same kind of
It's a lot-
sessions, same topics.
Yeah.
Well, you've been to, I've never been to the summer one. What would you say the differences are between summer and November? Just the size?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
Same
much.
topics.
The atmosphere is really the same. Topics might change a little bit.
Love some hot shot speakers.
I mean, I would encourage everybody to go. I mean,
I would too, it's super fun.
I mean, I think it's something that we need to do, especially as a new board. So, I mean, if you can make it, I would encourage people to go.
Typically, we're off doing our own things during the day or whatever, but for those that do go, you get to have dinner with Bo. You gonna be there, Bo? I should be there. Okay. We invite you again. Chartwell's takes the school board, out to dinner on Friday night.
I think it's volunteer for him to buy his dinner. Yeah.
Okay, so let Bree know as soon as you can. If we don't hear from you by the end of the week, we'll probably start asking you.
Yep. No license.
Personnel.
Nothing licensed you need to take action on. One, there's transfer to others.
Okay.
There's your non-licensed one, just for information.
And currently we are completely staffed. IAs and all.
I don't know if this is the time or place for it, Gary, but what came with that substitute in the middle school the other day? What came with that whole deal?
Well, we need to be careful there. We had some concerns about some things that occurred. So the first step I need to do is meet with the person to get their side of the story. So that's being worked on setting up. After that, I'll just, not necessarily in this situation, but I'll tell you typically what we could do for a substitute. Let's see, Lane ESD, just so you understand the systems. Lane ESD does all the fingerprinting, background checks, make sure they have all their annual tests and certifications done. Make sure they're properly licensed. So if Gary lived in Lane County and wanted to be a substitute teacher, I go through the ESD and they check off all those boxes and they get added to a list. Then if Gary wanted to sub in for Ridge, I can check them in for Ridge. So when it might arise that we had an issue with the substitute, they're not, while they're contracted with us as an independent contractor, not our employee. My options to consider would be, first, like I do in any situation, meet with the person if they're willing to meet with me. If they don't meet with me, then I'm just gonna make a decision absent that. My choices would be, did something occur that I want to file a TSPC complaint on? Did something occur that I'm gonna prevent them from substituting in our district again? Did something occur that I'm gonna recommend to the ESD? You might wanna consider not having this person on your substitute list anymore. So those are the things over the next week that I'll be making decisions on when we'll get there. All right.
Non-licensed personnel, we did all that. Late items, closing comments, board comment, involvement, community involvement. We got any late items?
You changed our middle school, high school. Just looking for, okay,
It's the, oh, I see. Teacher conferences, this is the 17th, not the 13th.
Okay.
Fire elementary. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
That's it.
If you're interested, I'm meeting Dan at the track at 8. That's the lights. Hey.
More time I got to do that.